Hello everybody and welcome to the first League One review video, if you like, of the new season. We've had 6 games, so why not take all 24 clubs and give them a little arbitrary ranking based purely on my thoughts and my opinions in this early stage of the season, even though every game is life or death, as we know. But let's go through and give everybody a little rank. I'm going to go through in alphabetical order. There will be timestamps down below if you just want to jump to your club. I understand that's probably all that you're interested in. And don't be surprised if I spend 25 minutes alone talking about the miseries and woes of Oxford United. So if you could smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already, and above all else, leave your comments below about how little I know about your club. And believe me, I know very little. But anyway, and as you can see, my beautiful tier ranker has appeared on the screen, and we're going to start, as I said, in alphabetical order. So that means we start with Accrington Stanley. And what I should have said is unbeaten Accrington Stanley. Look, they've only had 1 win in the 5 games that they've played. They've only played 5. They must have had a game called off. I think it was a Forest Green one. And they've had 4 draws in there as well. And in typical Accrington Stanley fashion, they've had some crazy draws, like a 4-4 draw they had with Burton. McConville has 3 goals already, and as you would expect from Accrington, they're full of the usual fighting spirit, and they're right up there with the most shots per game in League One. I think they're either 2nd or 3rd in that list. But it's a great start for Stanley. They're unbeaten, so I've got to put them right up there. We are starting with Accrington Stanley with an A. Barnsley come up next. It's been a tough start for the Tykes, and I think Michael Duff is still finding his feet, trying to find his best team and formation with this Barnsley side. They're in 16th place. They've had 2 wins, 1 draw and 3 defeats. There are a lot of sides in with 7 points after 6 games. So far, their main threat has been from set pieces, but it's individual errors at the back that seem to be letting them down. Defensive midfielder Josh Benson seems to be the star man so far, so it's still a bit of a transition for Barnsley. They're still finding their feet, as I said, so I can't give them a very good grade. Barnsley fans, you are getting a C at this early stage. Bolton Wanderers, and it's been a mixed bag for the Trotters. 2 defeats in the last 2 games has taken the gloss off a pretty good start. They're in 10th place. They've had 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats, so you know, pretty average, you would say, in that regard. Wingback Connor Bradley and centre midfielder Aaron Morley have been very impressive so far, but the biggest concern for all Trotters fans will be the lack of goals. But not bad, not great, not terrible. We're putting Bolton with a B. Bristol Rovers, those ghastly gas heads, they're in 15th place after 2 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses. Again, you're going to see so many sides with those similar stats. They had a thumping win over Burton, and they looked very resolute in their 1-0 win over Oxford United. You swines. Yeah, Oxford went 1-0 down that game and had no answer to that brick wall that Bristol Rovers presented in front of them. Aaron Collins is undoubtedly the star so far with 4 goals, and they'll be looking for more goals from John Marquis. But all in all, it's been a decent start for the Pirates. If you offered them 15th place at the end of the season, I'm sure they will take it. They just need to maybe find a little bit more fluidity in their attacking play, but they look pretty solid at the back. So it's a solid B for Bristol Rovers. Burton are next, and it's fair to say they've had a dreadful start. There's only 1 point from their opening 6 games, and they sit rock bottom, and there's been a few heavy defeats in there for Jimmy Hasselbank's side. I wonder if the fans are starting to turn on their beloved Jimmy. Another worrying stat is they've thrown away some seemingly easy winning positions. They were in a very strong position against Accrington and against Cambridge, and they came out with only 1 point from those ones. The most recent one, I think they were 3-0 up against Cambridge, and they threw that away to lose 4-3 almost inconceivably. Keller Dunn and Ahadmi, they have players that can certainly score goals, but it's not necessarily going forward where the problem is it is a defence that looks all over the place at the moment. They've conceded 18 goals so far, which is by far and away the worst in the division. You cannot give them anything but the lowest grade on this one. If there was a lower grade, they would get it, but they get a D. The first club to get a D is Burton Albion. Unlike Burton, Cambridge have had a fantastic start to the season. They've taken 10 points from their opening 6 games with 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats. And if anybody, well, Oxford fans will know for sure, one of those defeats was 1-0 to Oxford United, and Cambridge were extremely unlucky to lose that game. Any Oxford fan that went to that one, you would have to say Oxford were even lucky to would have been lucky to get a point, let alone the 3 that we took with a smash and grab win at the end. They've just had an amazing 4-3 win over Burton, as I just said. Sam Smith is really the talisman of this side. He's got 4 goals and he looks the perfect target man for the direct style that they like to play. Harvey Nibbs is also very good feeding off Sam Smith as well. Been very impressed with Cambridge. I think they look really good, what I said when they played against Oxford, and they've looked really good in pretty much every game so far. It is an A grade for the fake U's. Charlton Athletic have had a solid start. They're in 8th place with 2 wins, 3 draws and 1 defeat. Good win over Derby County, and they had a massive win over Plymouth as well. They've been pretty clinical in front of goal, and Yezran Raksaki, he was linked with Oxford United at one point. He ended up going to Charlton. Looks to be a heck of a signing, and almost at this early stage looks too good to be in League One. And listen to this, Oxford fans, Sean Clare doing a good job as well at right back. Oh my goodness, some Oxford fans thought he was one of the worst players they've ever seen to pull on an Oxford shirt, but he is doing a good job so far at this early stage, and they still have the likes of Chucks and Nike to come back from injury, so all pretty good things for the Addicts so far. Charlton get a solid B grade from me. Cheltenham are next, and they're just coming off a 2-1 defeat to my beloved Oxford United there, but it has been a tough start for the Robins with just 1 win so far, and scoring goals seems to be the real issue for them. Alfie May aside, they look to be lacking quite a lot of quality players, really, quality at this level. They have had some tough games, that they've also thrown away some leads at home to Peterborough, and as I said, to Oxford too. I thought Cheltenham might be in a relegation fight, and at this early stage I can't see anything else for the Robins. It's a D grade, I am afraid, for Cheltenham Town. Derby County are in many ways the poster boys for League One this season, and it has been a pretty good start to life in League One. They've only had 1 defeat so far, and that has been away from home at Charlton, and while Derby do enjoy the lion's share of possession in their games, again, it has been scoring goals that has been the problem for them. They've only hit the net 5 times so far. At the back, though, they've looked extremely stubborn, and they've only conceded 3. Rossini's probably not found his best 11 yet. They've got a lot of new players in there, so it's a little bit of time they've got to gel. But it does look like some good sides for Derby, but they will also have to contend with every side going there, treating it like one of the biggest games of the season, and no doubt raising their game to play against them. So, all being said, it's been a good start for the Rams on and off the field, so I'm giving them an A grade for Derby County. I've just about forgiven you for that opening day win over Oxford. Exeter City are next, and 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats makes it a very good start for the Grecians. They are solid at the back with their 3-5-2 formation, and they've shown they can score goals from open play and from set pieces as well. Brown and Nombe are forming a pretty good partnership up top, and I've got nothing but positive things to say about Exeter so far. All going good guns. A great return so far into League One, as I said, and they are a solid A from me. Fleetwood Town are next, and I've been a bit surprised by Fleetwood's form in the early goings of the season. I thought they would really struggle this season, but only 1 defeat on the opening day. But since then, the COD Army have been undefeated. They're playing a lot more of a possession-based style than I've been used to in recent seasons as well. 4-3-3 system seems to be working pretty well for the COD Army too. So, good stuff from Fleetwood so far. A solid B on my ranking sheet. It's their first season in League One. It is Forest Green Rovers, and they had a win on the opening day, but apart from that, it's been a tough start for FGR. 4 goals scored and 12 conceded tells its own story, and it shows you that they've got issues at both ends of the table. Jamil Matt is yet to score as well, and with Matty Stevens injured, it seems that they may be in for a bit of a struggle this season. Not been great, but I'm sure they'll be confident they can improve, but at the moment they are in the bottom tier. They are ranked D. Bottom of the league to the top of the league now, and it's Ipswich Town, and they have had a brilliant start to the season with 4 wins and 2 draws. Ipswich fans have been here before, though, in their first 2 seasons in League One, so they won't be getting carried away with it. Just at this point, they're near the top of all the stats you would want in League One, the possession stats, the pass accuracy, the shots per game. They've also scored an impressive 12 goals and only conceded 4. Marcus Harness, who they've got from Portsmouth, has made an impressive start, along with Connor Chaplin, as they both got 3 goals so far. And as I say, an excellent start for Ipswich Town. I did think they would be strong this season, so I'm not surprised to see them doing so well. They are the first team to have my top rank. Ipswich Town are in the S category. Lincoln City are next, and first of all, I've done a right butchering of your logo there, Lincoln fans. I'm really sorry on this one. On the pitch, it's been quite tough to judge Lincoln City. They've had 1 win, 1 defeat, and a heck of a lot of draws. They look a pretty solid side, and in Hopper and Scully, they do have goals in the team. And when they beat Oxford United, they were at their clinical best of really punishing us for mistakes that we made in the game. Still, I'm not too sure if they are hard to beat or if they are just getting away with it a bit at the moment. But all in all, they've only lost 1 game, so you've got to give them a pretty good grade. I am giving Lincoln City a B. Once again, sorry about that logo. MK Dons are next. I'm not going to give MK Dons a particularly good grade, but things are on the turn for the Dons. After losing the first 3 games, they picked up 7 points from the next 3. The 3-4-3 system may be the way to go, and Grigg is up and running with goals now, so they'll be confident that their bad start is behind them, or whatever it was, hangover or the losing of some key players is behind them. They're also into round 3 of the Carabao Cup as well, so I do expect them to improve a lot as the season goes on. But for the start they've had so far, I can only give them a C grade. Morecambe are next, and it's been an expected struggle for the Shrimps. I don't think many people thought they'd be pulling up any trees this season. With no wins and only 3 draws, they are in a relegation fight, make no doubt about it. Huge worries about who's going to score the goals for them this season. They've only scored 2 goals so far in League One. One of them was against Oxford in the 1-1 draw. Probably was about their only shot in the game as well, but, you know, good strike that it was. Carl Stockton, their main talisman, has been injured. He's only just on the cusp of coming back as well. So if he stays there, then they've got a chance. They're always going to fight hard in games, and he is a guy, he needs to back up his form from last season, but at least they'll have a chance. If they lose Stockton, which they might do in the window, then goodness me, it's really difficult to see where they're going to pick up the points. I don't doubt the fight. I do doubt the quality, though, and they've not had a good start. It's a D grade for Morecambe. Time for some real football now as we talk about Oxford United. It's not been a great start for the U's in any way, shape or form. 2 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses gives us 7 points at this stage. The latest win was a come from behind victory against Cheltenham Town thanks to 1 amazing goal from Cam Brannigan and 1 from the penalty spot. The other win, very fortuitous win with a Tyler Goodrum wonder goal at the end of the game in a game we really didn't deserve 3 points from. But injuries have really hampered Oxford United's season. We've got a lot of key players on the injury, whatever it's called, treatment room bench. There you go. That's caused a lot of disruption for Carl Robinson, but you can't get away from the fact that the team looks a little bit disjointed. We don't look very good going forward as opposed to what we did last season, and every game so far has been a bit of a slog. The inability to keep clean sheets is still there. We seem to be punished for every single mistake that we make in a game. Sticking the ball in the back of the net has been a big problem, and we constantly find ourselves having to scramble back from losing positions in games. No goals for Matty Taylor either so far, but at least we have got Cam Brannigan. Marcus McGuane has also been pretty good, well, very good so far for Oxford too, in that midfield. Boy, I hope we find some form, but so far it's not been impressive watching for Oxford United, and maybe I'm being overcritical, and if it was somebody else's team, they would probably give them a higher grade. But for me, because I've watched every minute so far, I'm giving them a lowest grade possible. It's a D for Oxford United. From my woes of Oxford United to a side that have had an excellent start, and that is Peterborough United. The Posh are in 4th place and are 2 points off the top. Clark Harris is looking every bit the lethal player he was 2 seasons ago in League One. He's got 5 goals already, and Marriott has waded in with 3. So you can see, even at this early stage, they look like they're going to be a very potent side in front of goal. Yep, things look good in attack, but they also look good in defence as well. They've only conceded 6. Last time out, they did lose a game to Derby. Quite a tough defeat. There was a red card in there as well. Not sure if that did affect the overall scoreline, but you know, stands out to me as something that could have done. But a good start all in all for the Posh for life back in League One, and they are getting an A grade from me. Here, a side beginning with P, you've done pretty well so far. Plymouth Argyle, I expected them to be pretty good, and they have been pretty good. Just below Peterborough in the league in 5th place. They've had 4 wins and 2 defeats from their opening games. Very much Plymouth style, isn't it? Win or lose. Win or lose. Still a very dangerous side on the counter-attack. They still have some key players out injured as well, so expect this side to improve when they get those players back. But Finn Azaz, out of nowhere really, has started this season brilliantly with 3 goals alongside Ryan Hardy. Very good side to watch, very attacking side, and so far it has been a good start for the Pilgrims. So along with Peterborough, they get an A grade. I told you, if your side begins with P, you're doing pretty good. And Pompey are next, and they are top of League One. They've had a storming start. Just like Ipswich, they have 4 wins and 2 draws, and they're just ahead of the Tractor Boys on goal difference. This 4-4-2 system that Danny Cowley seems to be adopting is working really well for them, and they have plenty of attacking options. Dane Scarlett and Colby Bishop are scoring the goals, and it's 3 for Scarlett and 5 for Bishop so far. That looks to be a formidable partnership at top, and they do look to be a threat from set pieces as well as from open play too. Look, I didn't think they would be this good in this early stage, and they've really surprised me right from that opening crazy game they had at Sheffield Wednesday. It's been a storming start. Whatever grade can I give them other than an S? Getting the sides down, beginning with P, is Port Vale, but from their standards it's been an okay start for the Valiants back in League One. 2 wins from their opening 6 games. They're just outside the drop zone in 19th place, but I'm sure if you gave them that at the end of the season, they would be pretty happy with it. They look like a side that's trying to soak up a lot of pressure and hit sides on the counter-attack, and with Ellis Harrison up front, they have a pretty good target man for them to be able to play that game. Connor Hall has also started the season for them well in defence. Been okay-ish start for the Valiants. They're doing all right. They're where I pretty much expected them to be. So it's a C grade for the Vale. Sheffield Wednesday are next, and it's been a great start for the Owls in League One. They've had a defeat to Peterborough, and they had this crazy 3-3 draw against Pompey on the opening day. But other than that, for Darren Moore's sides, it's been wins to nil. They've pretty much racked up wins and clean sheets for fun so far, and it sees them in 3rd place, very close to top spot though. They still have Michael Smith to come back from injury, which is really worrying for the rest of League One, because this side has been pretty free scoring so far. Darren Moore loves to chop and change, and I know that does annoy a lot of Wednesday fans, but it does seem to be working so far, and they've got such a good squad to choose from. He does have the luxury of being able to adapt his side to suit who they're playing against. Very good, very strong from Wednesday. I thought they'd be good there. My pick to win the league. They're not doing too badly to start with. They get an A grade from me. Shrewsbury Town are the penultimate side I'm going to talk about. It's just 1 win for all the Shrews, and they find themselves in 20th place. Scoring goals has been the real problem, but they have been pretty decent at the back, led by ex-Oxford United centre-back Shay Dunkley. The 1 win came away against Wycombe, so a really good result for that one. So that gives them an extra boost in their grade from me. But they do have the 2nd worst possession stats in League One, but they do have Luke Leahy, who has started the season very well. So very underwhelming start for Shrewsbury, but just because they did beat those dastardly chairboys, they get off the bottom rank and they get a C grade from me. And last, and therefore least, is Wycombe Wanderers. And yes, I am going to do that video for every League One video that I do. It's been an odd start for the Chairboys. They've not really found any consistency. Scoring goals has not been the problem for them. Youngster Ennis Mahetmi has been impressive so far with 3 goals. But at the back, they've not been their usual solid selves. Usually they're very stingy, but they've conceded 9 goals so far. They do have some key players out. They've been missing Vokes. They've been missing Tavazoli, so when they come back, expect Wycombe to be a lot more like them usual selves and see a lot more 1-0 or wins to nil for Wycombe Wanderers. But at this early stage, they've not been so impressive, so they get a C grade from me. What do you think about that, Wycombe fans? I know I do have some that follow me. And there we have it, folks. That is the tier ranking at this early stage of the season. It's only 6 games gone, so there's plenty, a whopping 42 still to play in this League One season. But let me know what you think. Let me know your comments down below. Really interested to hear what you think about it. And yes, I don't know everything about every single club, unless I'm talking about my beloved Oxford United. I already know that. But if you can hit like on this video, it would help me out very much. And if you're not a subscriber, think about hitting that subscribe button and the usual jazz with the notification bell. But that'll be it. I'll be back at some other point, arbitrary number, to do another ranking system as the seasons goes on. But other than that, I'll do my usual Oxford United reviews for every League One game, or most of the League One games that they play in this season. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you soon.